community, we are currently beset by our own share of complex and multifaceted security challenges. However, I must remind us again that the Nigerian police as an institution must be undoubted and unrelenting in confronting these challenges, thereby providing a reasonably safe haven for our people across the land. It is gratifying to note that the strategies deployed and duly executed by our officers and their undiluted passion and commitment have yielded significant results across the length and breadth of our nation. Undoubtedly, the results achieved by our men and officers within the past months have accentuated the stability of the internal security order of the country. This is clearly evidenced by the steady decline of crime rates over the past few months. A review of the monthly major crimes returns table revealed a significantly positive outlook. A drop in the major crimes reported in the last 1 month, which stood at 416, compared with 734 and 530 for the months of May and June, respectively. In addition, we recorded remarkable successes in the fight against criminalities in the last 1 month, manifesting in the arrest of a total of 1,284 suspects nationwide, and the recovery of 284 firearms, 6,702 ammunition, 107 vehicles, and we rescued 97 kidnapped victims. The first PRO will give the details of all these achievements to the press. We have taken steps to reorganize and reposition the IGP Special Task Force on Petroleum and Illegal Bunkering to enhance their operations as part of efforts towards curbing the menace of oil thefts in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the task force recently recorded 13 incidents of interceptions of suspected stolen crude and arrests of the perpetrators, as well as seizure of exhibits. Most of the cases are already in court for timely dispensation of justice, and others still undergoing investigation. It is imperative for me to mention here that the achievements recorded are the outcome of cooperation and collaboration with members of the public and other security agencies. They are also testaments to your dedication and professionalism. I therefore extend my appreciation to all Nigerians for their support and commend our personnel for delivering excellent policing services to our nation despite various challenges. While commending your dedication and accomplishments, I want to use this opportunity to reiterate the commitment of the Force leadership to your well-being. We recognize the hard work and sacrifices that you make, and we are committed to ensuring that your welfare is prioritized. I equally wish to assure you of the unrelenting commitment of the Federal Government of Nigeria, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, to enhanced welfare for police officers. A new welfare program is being put together for the benefit of police officers in Nigeria. This includes the provision of affordable housing, an enhanced insurance scheme, a new welfare provision for family members of deceased police officers, which details will be unfolded soon. At this juncture, I want to take our attention to the issue of pervasive vandalism and theft of public properties and components of critical public infrastructure, such as manhole covers, rail lines, and public lights, with its devastating negative consequences on national development. Pipeline vandalism, in particular, has resulted in significant economic losses, environmental degradation, and loss of lives. The theft of manhole covers has led to accidents, injuries, and even deaths, while the destruction of rail lines has disrupted transportation and hindered economic activities. The vandalism of public lights has created an atmosphere of insecurity, emboldening criminals and perpetuating crime. You are therefore directed to redouble your efforts in addressing this scourge and give adequate protection to public properties within your respective commands. You should mobilize your resources effectively, enhance your intelligence gathering capabilities, and work in close collaboration with other security agencies to nip all this in the bud. On Thursday, 25th July 2024, we will formally launch the Nigeria Police Green Initiative, which we had discussed at some of our previous meetings. A green initiative in policing refers to the adoption of environmentally friendly practices, technologies, and policies that minimize the negative impact of policing activities on the environment. This includes reducing energy consumption, reducing waste, and promoting sustainable transportation. We considered delving into energy security and championing some aspects of advocacy for green economy through an initiative we publicly declared at the last COP28 held in Dubai last year, 2023. Since then, we have been consulting widely alongside our technical partners on the project, and we hope to see the force solving some humanity problems and simultaneously improving the livelihood of all Nigerian residents. The initiative will contribute greatly to our operational efficiency and well-being as police family. We hope to extend our gestures to other law enforcement agencies in Nigeria and beyond as we make progress on the project. Before concluding this address, it is important I address an issue of urgent national importance which appears to have gained some momentum, particularly on the social media in the past few weeks. Some groups of people, self-appointed crusaders and influencers, have been strategizing and mobilizing potential protesters to unleash terror in the land under the guise of replicating the recent Kenya protest, the Beku. While the force acknowledges the right to peaceful protest as enshrined in our Constitution, we must ensure that these protests do not snowball into violence or disorder. As a nation, we have had more than our fair share of violent protests, which with rather dastardly consequences. The last NSAS protest led to wanton destruction of public assets, including police stations, courts, transport infrastructure, and loss of several lives. Tales of sorrow, tears, and blood followed what was supposedly intended to be a well-intentioned exercise. Rather than to lead to any positive outcome, NSAS merely aggravated crime rates and insecurity in several parts of the country. Indeed, we are yet to fully recover from the huge economic losses and deep-seated psychological and emotional trauma inflicted upon our people by this protest. Hence, our position is that the proposed violent protests are ill-advised and should be jettisoned forthwith. We have the responsibility to protect properties and everyone, irrespective of their race, color, ethnic, or tribe, who are lawfully embarking on their daily activities. We will therefore not sit back and fold our arms to watch violent extremists unleash violence on our peaceful communities, or destroy any of our national critical infrastructures and assets again. We have mapped out plans to ensure that no individual or group succeed in fostering a reign of terror and or anarchy on other law-abiding and peace-loving Nigerians. Consequently, I want to seize this opportunity to clearly sound a note of serious warning to hoodlums who might want to take laws into their hands in the name of protest, to have a rethink, as we will not fold our arms and allow our beloved country to be set on fire. Our duty is to protect lives and properties of citizens, and this we are committed to discharging professionally. We will, however, continue to protect the rights of citizens to peaceful protest as we have always done in the past. My honest advice is for Nigerian youths to avoid being used and lured to unwittingly do the biddings of those who are promoting selfish and inordinate ambition. At this juncture, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for the unwavering support his administration has given to the Nigerian Police Force. We are deeply appreciative of the President's security sector reform agenda, which has been a significant source of motivation for us. His leadership and commitment to nation building has been a beacon of hope for our country, and we are honored to serve under his guidance. I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to all well-meaning Nigerians for their understanding and support. I also commend the personnel of the Nigerian Police Force across all ranks for their dedication to our shared policing vision and their tireless efforts at implementing strategies to restore internal security. I congratulate all members of the Nigerian Police Force over the recent positive rating by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC. The report is a testimonial to our commitment to changing the present police narratives in the country. I urge you all to show more commitment to upholding the highest standard of integrity and public trust in the discharge of your duties. I am confident that the 2025 report will be better. While we have made notable progress in combating crime and criminality, our work is far from being over. I charge you all to increase your level of commitment to duty and scale up service delivery in your respective commands. We can build a safer and more secure Nigeria for all together. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot overemphasize the fact that peace and security are relations which must be harbored by all and sundry. We all have our parts to play in order to enjoy the tranquility of life. Let me use this medium to appeal to the media practitioners to kindly ensure that they do not heat up the polity with their reportage. As the guardians of peace, the protectors of the innocent, and the defenders of justice, it is our duty to serve the nation with unwavering commitment, undisputable fairness, and unrelenting diligence. Let us work together harmoniously to overcome the challenges bedeviling our beloved country. Together, we can navigate these challenging times and emerge stronger and more resilient. Thank you, and may Almighty God continue to strengthen you all as you sacrifice for the protection and advancement of the peace and security of our dear nation. God bless you all. Acts of protest in the most professional manner. And one of the reasons why this meeting was also convened is to take intelligence reports from the state commands, and we all analyze all the reports together in this conference. So we are prepared, and I want to assure you that we will manage the protest in the most professional way. Let me not say more than that for now. Then Ada from AIT. Ada wants to know what we are doing to curb the menace of oil theft in Nigeria. In my speech, in my address just now, I mentioned that we have taken steps to reorganize and reposition the IGP task force on pipeline vandalism, and that we have started getting results from that. Recently, First PRO, where the achievements you... I asked the First PRO to brief the press on the recent achievements of the Special Task Force on pipeline vandalism. Because, yeah. Within the last 2 weeks, the task force intercepted 9 trucks, 3 wooden boats, and 3 cars, recovering approximately 195,000 liters of crude oil, 73,500 liters of automotive gas oil, and 130 jerrycans of premium motor spirit, PMS. Key operations included the seizure of illicit petroleum products in Kaduna, Katsina, Lagos, Imo, Port Harcourt, Rivers, Adamawa, and Enugu states. Okay, this is within the last 2 weeks. We have just appointed a new commander for the Special Task Force, and we have equipping them with what they need to function effectively. So you are going to start seeing results. They have started. And we are also taking part in all the task forces that have been put together by the federal government in fighting this menace of crude oil theft. So we are doing a lot. And don't also forget that our vision is to also place a police force that will support the agenda of government in its effort towards economic recovery, social integration, and political development of our country. So all this that we are doing in line with our policing vision. And we are committed to it. I don't know if I was able to answer that question correctly, the way you want it. If not, you can ask for clarification. Lucky from Channels. You said that I've already judged the protest to be violent, and that the citizens, of course, have rights to protest. If you listen to my address, I said we will remain committed to providing protection for those who engage in peaceful protest. That I made very clear in my address. If the protest is peaceful, you will see us protecting the protesters for as long as they remain peaceful. But we have a duty to protect lives and property. So we will not sit back and watch hoodlums burning down our facilities in the name of protest. That we will not condone. So we are not against peaceful protests. We will support peaceful protests. We will protect those who engage in peaceful protest. Then Shegun of Tribune, you have concern with cooperatives. I don't know where you got that from, but you may be right. I will look into it. I'm just hearing that those who retired they are finding it difficult getting their savings from the cooperatives. I'll find out what is happening. And if that is truly happening, we are going to take immediate measures to remedy it. Joseph from Daily Independence. From Daily Independence newspaper, you said that since kinetic effort is not yielding the desired results, why are we not trying non-kinetic approach? I want to tell you that what we have been doing is combining both kinetic and non-kinetic approaches in solving our security challenges in Nigeria. We are committed to non-kinetic approach. You will see our commissioners of police engaging in sensitizing our communities, DPOs having meetings with different groups in their communities. All these are part of the non-kinetic approach. Then Odita wanted to know how we intend to balance the right of citizens to protest and the need to maintain law and order. That has always been a challenge. But it is not a challenge if the protest is peaceful. It becomes a challenge if the protest is violent. But I have always said that the right to protest is right to peaceful protest. No civilized society will tolerate violent protest. Violent protest is criminal, but peaceful protest is a right. So if the protesters come out and they are peaceful, there is no challenge. There is no difficulty in balancing their rights to protest and our duty to maintain law and order. Because everything will just go on seamlessly. Then the second part of your question says that how will the police manage the clash between violent protesters and the peaceful and silent majority? Well, what I will say here is I will just use this opportunity to appeal to the youths of Nigeria. Youths of Nigerians should please ignore anybody inciting them into violence. There have been calls. People have been calling on youths to come out, to come and replicate what they did in Kenya, in Nigeria. They should copy and paste what happened in Kenya, in Nigeria. We already have our own fair share of violent protests. We have had series of violent protests in Nigeria. There was the SAP riot of 1989. There was the students' crisis of 1986, the ABU crisis of 1986, the Ali Must Go protest of 1978. So we have had our own fair share of violent protests in Nigeria. The most recent is the NSAS crisis of 2020, where apart from innocent lives that were lost, there was mega destruction to public infrastructure, especially in Lagos. There was unprecedented destruction and looting of private businesses, worth trillions of naira. Job losses were in several thousands. Loss of revenue due to productive hours lost, calculated to be in several billions of naira. And what do we have left? Insecurity took over post-NSAS crisis. All those places where police stations were burnt down, go and ask them if they want any protest. Go and hear them. Let them share their experience with you. All those areas where they burned down police stations, criminal gangs took over. Armed robbers terrorizing. Anybody calling the youths to come out of violent protest, they don't like the youths. So I am using this opportunity to call on Nigerian youths to shun violent protest. they should not be used for violent protest. Violent protest does not bring any positive result anywhere. It leaves in its trail tears, sorrows. And that is why you rightly said that the silent majority have vowed that they are going to wait for these people who want to destroy our communities. These are unpatriotic elements who don't even believe in the country. They just want to burn down our country. And many of them who are inciting this violence, they are abroad. They are not in Nigeria. We have checked them out on social media. They are not living in Nigeria. They stay abroad and inciting youths do what they did in Kenya. As if we have not. What happened in Kenya that has not happened in Nigeria before? So, this is a delicate time to want to engage in any form of violence. And all Nigerians should come together and say no to violent protest. Not any form of violence. It's just going to leave us worse off. I know so many people who lost their jobs after the EndSARS crisis. Their business burnt down, warehouses looted. And here we are in 2024. We want a repeat. Only criminal gangs are calling for a repeat of what happened in 2020. Yes, we know that there is hunger. Times are hard, but government is doing their best to ameliorate the suffering of Nigerians. A lot of measures have been put in place. Government is already hearing the cries of the people. Even governors at their own level are trying their best to make sure that things in their states are stable. And this is not happening only in Nigeria. It's a global meltdown. I know some people who left Nigeria because they felt Nigeria was hard. Now they want to come back because where they went is even harder. Just 2 days ago, I was having a phone conversation with a friend who is a doctor in Canada. And she was telling me that in her clinic, they arranged to distribute foodstuffs to people in their neighborhood. And that she was surprised to see the number of people that came out to come and, collect the food package that they wanted to give to the needy in their neighborhood. That people turn out just to come and collect bread, come and collect spaghetti in faraway Canada, developed country. So what is happening in Nigeria is not happening only in Nigeria. It's a global problem. And governments of these countries are trying their best to help their citizens. Our government too is doing their best. They are not sleeping. They are even more concerned.